Okay guys, I'm here with Mr. Bernhard Decker, Technical Project Manager for Audi's Q7 e-tron. So let's just talk quickly about the conventional side of the powertrain. We've got the 3-litre TDI, so 3-litre turbo diesel, making in this application I think 190 kilowatts?
190 kilowatts exactly, yes.
Okay, and the torque output of the diesel engine alone?
The torque output of the diesel engine alone is 600 Newton meter, and in combination with the e-motor it's 700.
And what about the fuel consumption?
The fuel consumption is 1.7 liters per 100 kilometers in total according to the European standards. And well, it allows you, the drivetrain allows you to drive sporty, comfortable, but also very high efficiently.
Of course, and you also have a specific EV mode to keep the vehicle as electric only for urban running.
That's right.
Yeah, terrific. Well, it looks like a brilliant thing. I can't wait to drive it.
Do it.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the driving experience of the Q7 e-tron. Well, the first thing before I even move off is I need to consider what mode do I want to drive this thing in. The EV button allows me to select between electric only, which you may want to use if you're just motoring around a city area, or of course there's the hybrid mode, which is probably the mode that you'd use it in most often. Alternatively, there's what's called battery hold mode, which stops the car using the electrical charge and pretty much reserves it for when you may want to use it later, if you were coming into a metro area after a highway cruise. And then finally there's a battery charge mode, which insists that the thing charges back to the battery. But let's just try moving off, and the first thing you notice is, well, how silent and seamless and quiet it is on a light throttle. Now, of course, if I do boot it down, it will fire up the diesel engine pretty much as a safety feature. But on a light throttle, cruising around, all you can really hear is just pretty well muted tyre noise and tiny bit of wind noise, but otherwise it really is quite eerily quiet in here. Now, if I just pause for a second, and I hope you can hear this, kick it to the floor, there comes the diesel engine, and then comes a pretty solid surge of acceleration. This thing for a big unit is pretty quick. It's got a combined system output of 700 Newton meters, and yeah, that's enough to make this thing get up and hustle. Well, the rest of the drive experience, the steering is typically Audi. It's fairly light, can firm up if you choose the dynamic mode in the drive select, but never really gives you a whole lot of feedback. As for the additional weight that comes with adding a 200 kilo battery pack, well, yes, you can notice it. Really only if you're having a bit of a go on a mountain road. You probably need to give yourself just a little bit of extra braking room. And likewise, when hustling it into some corners, you can feel it leaning perhaps a little harder than the standard Q7. But overall, it really is a very seamless, beautifully integrated powertrain. As for the rest of the Q7, well, it's a beautifully finished cabin, superb design elements, and this being obviously an Audi press car, well, they love to hit the options list. So this particular car is finished with a leather dash top, Alcantara headlining, optional Bang & Olufsen audio, a whole lot of stuff that would quickly add another 20 or so grand to the price tag. So let's weigh up the pros and cons. First up, the good stuff. Well, the electric motor makes a heap of pulling power from the moment it's engaged, and that makes it brilliantly suited to the job of getting a big SUV moving around town. So the e-tron does drive really well. As for the emissions issue, well, that's not quite as clear cut. If you recharge your e-tron from electricity generated by burning coal, it could be argued that you're just shifting the problem from the car's tailpipe back to the power station. But most people have a choice of electricity providers, and you can opt to buy yours from renewable sources. Do that and, well, your eco-conscience is clean. So does it make financial sense? Well, Audi hasn't confirmed pricing yet, but we do know it's going to command a pretty hefty premium over the regular diesel Q7. So the answer has to be that most likely no, given how much you'd need to save on diesel before you recoup the extra money you paid at purchase time. But as a pointer to where plug-in hybrid tech is heading, the great drivability that the Q7 e-tron delivers, we think that it's a very clever bit of gear